Hey everyone, if you're coming in, drop me a quick line where you're coming in from. Always interesting to see that. I hope my sound is getting better. Sarata, another YouTuber, helped me on this. I hope it's getting better, clearer. We have an interesting topic today. We're going to talk about the Ethereum proposal 999 that might cause another fork. We're going to talk about what it is, how it works, what's it all about, and then let's see what this actually does and what's happening there. So if you're coming in, drop me a quick line, always interesting, and then we're gonna dive right in. Great, all my chat is up, I can see everything, can see everyone, awesome, see people coming in, fantastic, cool. So let's dig right in. First of all, let's start with some facts. So what is this all about? Well, November 2017, so last year, 500,000 Ether were frozen because a random GitHub user, namely DevOps199, deleted a library from a multisig function that Parity was using. So basically what this user was doing, he was just playing around and just kind of fooling around, and he deleted, total coincidence, I mean he was just trying to play around, and he deleted a library that he was not supposed to be leading, and actually Parity kind of screwed up by having this deletable anyways, and that then led to 500,000 Ether being stuck and not being transferable. So that's really important. So it's not that someone hacked them, not someone stole them. They are still there where they are, but no one can move them anymore. And the majority of this is with the entire Parity team, obviously. Whoever used the Parity multi-signature kind of now can't use this anymore. And this is pretty insane thinking about such an important team. Just in August last year, everyone who kind of used Parity, they had a problem in their wallet, and then an attacker kind of deleted the entire wallet because the init owner was set that someone can overwrite it. And this is just unbelievable. And then a couple of months later, same problem, a similar problem with the same wallet. So now these funds are being stuck there, and you can do the math, right? So 500,000 Ether, 500,000 Ether, depending on what price you're using. I mean, this is close to $500 million, depending on what kind of price you're using. But it's just really insane. Insane amount of money that's just stuck there. And so now there's this big question. Since, I mean, no one stole this. This was a fault, a problem. Should there be a fork? Now, this is actually a hard fork. Should there be a hard fork to undo the damage? And this is a big question, right? Because on the one hand, you have this question on, well, bad code must die. So basically, this is a problem, a mistake. There shouldn't be any excuses for this, so this kind of stuff should go away. It shouldn't be there. And then on the other hand, people are like, well, look, there's companies who have been using this, Polkadot, for example, and many others, and it's not their fault. Parity's doing this, and yeah, so since there's this discussion, and you can let me know in the comments if you want, if you think there should be a hard fork or not. So basically, should these funds not be returned, but be unfrozen? They don't have to be moved, they just have to be unfrozen, yes or no. Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna let you know my very clear opinion. And since this is a blockchain, it's a bit of a system to vote, right? They decided, and this is basically this Ethereum improvement proposal, if you want to call it, and this is called EIP-999. So this is just this proposal to create a fork that does nothing else than, or mostly on just kind of unfreezing these funds. And in order to have the entire Ethereum system vote on this, what they did was they allow you to vote from your Ethereum wallet based on how much Ether you have. So the more Ether you have, the heavier your vote. And whether this is good or not, this is totally up to you, but this is just how it was. Now, here's where it's really interesting, and I have the link down below, and you can see the results on etherchain.org, coinvote/poll/35, and you can actually see this. And what's really interesting is this. At the moment, 57% say yes, there should be a fork, there should be a refund of these, or an unfreeze of the Ether, and 42% vote no. So this is kind of interesting, right? So 57% vote yes, 52% of the funds vote no. Now this is important, this is not people, these are funds kind of voting for this. And so initially you might think, okay, so 57%, it's really close, 50% say yes, 42% say no. Quite a tight vote. But now here is where it gets really interesting. And this to me is where it's a bit faulty. And it raises to me a lot of questions. The problem is contracts themselves can't vote, but the creators of these contracts, they are the ones who can actually then vote for the contract. So also those parity contracts, they can vote. Here's the crazy part. Not those who control the multisig, but the creator of the contract. And this can actually be someone else. So these accounts also vote. And obviously these accounts vote for yes. And they have a lot of money in there. So in my opinion, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. Of course they're going to vote yes. It's mostly about everyone who's not involved. So how, or affected. So how and why are they allowed to vote? Of course they're going to vote. And if you actually remove them, it would be a completely different outcome. It would be a heavy no. So it would be a heavy no kind of fork. And this is now where it gets a bit challenging. And this is where a lot of discussion is happening, because what is this going to mean for the fork? Because obviously people who are not involved in the kind of freezing, they are obviously saying no, and just because those people also have a vote where their funds are frozen, they're saying yes. So this is where it gets really interesting now. And now I'm going to put in my personal opinion. My personal opinion is that, and you can let me know your opinion in the comments below, but my opinion is, actually, first of all, these votes should be actually removed. This is really important. I don't understand why there's actually a vote for this. There shouldn't be a vote. The vote should be without the funds that are frozen. And then I still believe bad code must die. Now I know that this is easy to say because my funds are not affected or 10x funds are not affected, but probably if I were affected, I would probably also hustle the same way as the others because I don't want my funds to be stuck. But I still have to say bad code must die, and I still think code is law, and I don't think there should be anything undone. It's very interesting to see how Parity did not bail out their own users in the summer. They only care about when their own funds got stuck. When they had a bug in their wallet, there's nothing happening there. When the funds were stolen, they're not trying to undo that. They're just trying to undo their own funds. And I think that is something that's really challenging. Now, let's look at Vitalik, right? Vitalik, the kind of guru in Ethereum. He was the one who kind of pushed the fork for DAO because his own funds were stuck in there, and that's when he did a lot of campaigning. And now on the Parity, since it's not his own funds and he's not affected, he's really quiet and he's kind of not raising an opinion, not voicing an opinion. And that would be very interesting because I'm pretty sure if Vitalik would go a certain route, I think a lot of other things would be affected, and a lot of people would actually go in a certain. It would go in a certain direction. So I think very, very interesting to see that. Interesting to see Vitalik being quite quiet, and then yeah, the way Parity kind of approaches this entire thing. So what does this actually mean, right? And I think this is really interesting. If the proposal goes through the way it is right now, I'm pretty sure we're going to see an Ethereum fork, like we saw in 2016 between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. Because the majority of the people who are not affected, or majority of the funds, don't want to have a fork. And the people who are affected, they want the fork. Of course they want that. So the problem is, in this case, there's not, unless someone can pull this together, and at the moment doesn't look like it, we could actually see another fork. And then let's see how this would play out. Very, very interesting. I hope we're not going to have another ETH, ETC debacle, right? I really don't hope so. But I think this is very interesting. Are we going to see a new vote where maybe these other kind of accounts can't vote? I don't think so. So I don't think we're going to have a redo. What is the options? Well, some of the options is that some of the maybe Vitalik or someone is going to step up and say, hey, look, this is how it's supposed to be. And then this is the direction I think the majority of the community goes. And this raises a lot of questions on how decentralized is Ethereum really, right? It is decentralized from an infrastructure, but from an opinion, from a leadership perspective, Ethereum is, and we saw this with Ethereum and ETC, it's not decentralized at all. And this is actually a large problem Ethereum still has to solve. But obviously, it's also really good because if Ethereum wants to innovate, this is actually very essential. So what can you do? Well, at the moment, what you can do is you can use alternatives. You can hedge with Ethereum Classic, with Cardano, with Neo, with EOS. And you can, I mean, I'm going to cause a shitstorm, I notice, but you can let me know in the comments below what you're hedging this with, right? What do you think is going to be the best hedge for the traditional Ethereum here? Because I do think the way it looks right now, there might be a possibility for another fork. This is going to go away as soon as someone steps up and says, okay, look, this is how it's supposed to be done. This is how we are going to go. We're going to unanimously move forward. At the moment, it doesn't look like this. Let me know your input and your kind of feeling down below. I think this is a very interesting topic. At the moment, Ethereum is flourishing. I think the entire attention it's getting is quite positive. But yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, subscribe to the channel if you want to have more of these videos, if you want to have more insights. Obviously, I have the company channel where I only talk about 10x. Here, I talk about all kinds of topics. This is my personal opinion. This is not the 10x company opinion. This is really, really important. And yeah, if you want to have more of that, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share this stuff if you want to have, comment below. If you're completely new to this topic, I have a book that's a bestseller called Cryptocurrencies Simply Explained. You can get this down from the link below. And the link to the vote is also down below. And I'll see you at the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Get CryptoFit. See you soon. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.